So, without further ado, Yokokura Sensei will speak for a short time, and then we'll open up the floor to Q&As. Okay, Sensei, お願いします。
So, good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Yokokura, 19th President of Japan Medical Association. I'd like to speak today. I would like to speak to Japanese, but we have a good interpreter here. So, 今日は日本医師会の新型コロナウイルス感染症対策。
Today I will be speaking on the JMA's measures against the COVID-19 infection.
日本医師会は1997年に感染症危機管理対策室を設置をいたしました。
So the JMA established its infectious disease control office in the year 1997.
さまざまな感染症にそれで対応をしてきたわけでありますが、今回は、今年の各本部を設置し、私が本部長を務めています。
So since then we have dealt with various infectious diseases, but it was on January 28th of this year that we established our headquarters for the response to COVID-19, and I serve as the chair of that headquarters.
今回の私どもの初めの対応は、今年の1月7日に、中国の武漢市における非定型性肺炎の集団発生に、かかる注意喚起という文書を、全会員に配布をし、中国で、理解できないような肺炎の感染が起きているという警告を発しました。
So our first, or in regards to our initial response in regards to COVID-19, on January the 7th of this year is when we first issued our notice to all of the members of the JMA, notifying them of this atypical pneumonia which had been seen in a group outbreak in the city of Wuhan in China.
で、1月22日から、JMA のホームページで、情報提供を詳細に、会員向けに流し出しました。
And it was of January the 22nd that we started to disseminate various detailed information about the novel coronavirus to our members through the JMA homepage.
1月の末から2月の上旬にかけて、この新型コロナウイルス感染症の患者さんが徐々に増加をしてまいりましたので、2月27日に私は安倍総理に対して新型コロナウイルス感染症に関する要望書を提出いたしました。3番。
And it was in late January and early February that we saw the large increase in the number of patients with the novel coronavirus. And as a result of this, on February the 27th, I submitted directly to Prime Minister Abe a letter of petition regarding the novel coronavirus.
その中では患者の発生状況に応じて地域ごとに学校の休校処置を取ることも要望いたしましたし、準備をしていただきたいというお願いをいたしました。
And within this letter of petition, we included points such as having some kind of limited school closures according to region, depending on the circumstances of or the situation of outbreak in each of these regions. We also wrote a request regarding the procurement of various protective materials, PPE, and so on.
そして、4月の1日、いわゆる3月いっぱい患者さんの増加が著名になってきましたので、4月1日に、私どもは医療危機的状況宣言というのを発して、国に対してより強い、感染に対する体制を取っていただきたいということを訴えました。
Of medical crisis, calling on the national government to take stronger measures in regards to COVID-19.
そして、今現在の新型コロナウイルス感染症の世界の状況について少し述べさせていただきます。
I would like to speak briefly about the status of the COVID-19 amongst various countries around the world on the next slide.
ご案内の通り今、アメリカ、イタリア、スペイン、フランス、イギリス、ドイツと、非常に感染者が増えてきています。それに比べると日本は感染者数はまだ1万3000人台でありますが、そしてまた死亡された方も現在と4月27日現在で372名と、なんとか医療で頑張っている状況であります。
And so, as we can see from the numbers here, the number of confirmed cases in the US, Italy, Spain, France, UK, and Germany, and so on, are rather high. In comparison to this, the number of confirmed cases in Japan is still in the 13,000s. The number of deaths, somehow the medical system and so on has managed to hold on so that the number of deaths is 372 as of April 27.
私どもは、この感染症で、死亡される方をなんとか極力少なくするということが重要だと考えているわけであります。そのためには感染する方も減らさなきゃいけないということで、国に対して、外出制限をお願いをするなど国民への
And so, of course, we believe that it is necessary to keep the number of deaths as a result of COVID-19 to the minimum, to as few as possible. In order to do this, we also need to ensure that there is the least number of infections as possible as well. Therefore, in order to do this, we have been calling on the government to take various measures, for example, calling or making public appeal to encourage people to refrain from going outdoors and so on.
なぜ日本が死亡者数がまだ少なく済んでいるかということについていろいろと日本の医療提供体制から考えてみますと、
as to why the number of deaths of COVID-19 in Japan is still at this relatively low number, there are various considerations, some in regards to the provision of medical care within the Japanese system.
次のスライドお願いします。日本はご案内の通り、急性期病床の数が非常にたくさんあります。
So as we can see on the number of here, the number of acute care beds in Japan is very much high.
集中治療室の数はそうたくさんありませんが、この集中治療室はいろいろ保険の条件での指定の数だけでありまして、多くの日本の急性期病床は酸素吸入ができたり、呼吸器が設置できるような状況にあります。
So while the number of acute care beds is relatively high, the number of ICUs or the ICU beds is not so high in comparison to this. However, it is the number stipulated according to the insurance system, and there are many of these beds which there is the capacity to implement, for example, oxygen or ventilators and so on.
日本の人工呼吸器の配備状況、これ2月の時点でありますが、22,000台、また、ECMO と言われる人工心肺の配備状況が1412台というような状況であります。
And so the numbers shown here are as of February, but the number of ventilators which are available in Japan is 22,254, while the number of ECMOs in Japan is 1,412.
そういう状況があるので、日本でありながらもなんとか死亡数を抑えられている状況であろうと思います。
So I believe that despite the fact that Japan is an aging country, it has managed to keep the number of deaths from COVID-19 at a relatively low number because of this situation.
しかしながら、日本の医療状況は大変まだ、このままでいいかというと課題がたくさんあります。
But as to whether the Japanese medical system is okay to be maintained just as it is, there are many different challenges which do need to be dealt with.
それで私どもは、いくつかの問題提起を国民の皆さんや政府に対してしています。
And therefore, we have put forward several of these different issues which need to be dealt with to both the people and the government of Japan.
一つは、外来のあり方についてであります。
And one of these in regards to outpatient measures.
日本はこの新型コロナウイルスの PCR 検査が、十分にできる状況で初めありませんでした。
As to the number of PCR tests for COVID-19 which could be conducted in Japan, the number or the capacity of this was not sufficient in the beginning.
2月から3月の中旬までの間、それぞれの必要とすると、判断をしてもなかなかそれが実施できない状況にありました。
And in February and through until around mid-March, even when various regional doctors and so on made a decision or a judgment that a PCR test should be conducted, it was not a situation in place so that these tests were actually able to be done.
これは、感染した人がまた限られた数の時は、どこから感染してきたかということを追跡するクラスター調査に、とっては非常に、重要なことでありましたが、
And so at that time, because of the limited number of confirmed infected cases, it was possible to confirm the route of infection as well, therefore to identify clusters and so on, which was a very important point.
3月の中旬あたりから感染の経路が全くわからない方が非常に増えてきました。
However, since mid-March, there are many cases of confirmed cases where the route of infection is completely unclear.
3月の下旬には、感染者、新しく感染された方の7割から8割が感染経路がわからないという市中感染の状況になってきました。
And from late March, we could see that approximately 70 to 80% of the new COVID-19 cases, it was not clear where the infection or the route of the infection, showing that there were these community contagion or contagion within the city's communities.
そこで、PCR 検査のもっと拡充していただきたいという強い要望をしてきたわけであります。
And it was based upon this that we made a request for a significant expansion or enhancing of the availability of PCR testing.
でこの検査がなぜできなかったかということについては、検査装置や検査の試薬が十分なかったということもありますし、また、咽頭拭い液という検体を採取する、医師や看護師さんが感染防護のためのフェイスガードとか、N95 マスクなどの、感染防護具が不足をしているということで、なかなか検体を採取できなかったというようなことも一つの理由にありました。
And so as for why it was not possible to conduct sufficient PCR tests in this particular stage, there are several reasons for this. One is in regards to the lacking of the sufficient materials and so on needed to conduct these tests. Also, the kind of protective materials necessary for the doctors and the medical professionals who were involved in taking the samples for the PCR test as well, such as face guards and N95 masks and so on. There was a lack of these, meaning that there could not be sufficient protections in place for the medical professionals taking the PCR test, so they could not be done.
そこで、4月に入って PCR 検査のやり方を少し考えていただきたいということを政府に強く要望して、やっと、地域の医師が検査が必要だという方が PCR 検査ができるような仕組みがスタートしたところであります。
And it was based upon this that in April, we conducted a request to the government in order to enable doctors in regional clinics and so on to also be able to have a scheme in place so that PCR tests could be done if these doctors did indeed judge that they were needed.
そして私どもは、医療用マスクやフェイスガードなどのさまざまな感染防護具をより充実していただきたいという要望を厚生労働大臣に、重ねてお願いをしたわけであります。
And based upon this, we made a petition or request to the Minister of Health to ensure that sufficient masks, face guards, and so on could be made available for medical professionals.
そしてこれが今出ているのが、PCR 検査の新しい仕組みであります。
So this slide shows the new scheme in place for PCR testing.
これの右側の赤い枠に囲まれたところに あるように、従来、いわゆる保健所を中心に検査をしていただいていましたが、今は、地域の診療所から、PCR センターで検査をしていただいて、民間検査機関へ検体が流れていくという仕組みがやっとできてきているということであります。
And so this red box on the right is what shows the new scheme, which has been implemented based on our request in April as to the new methods for the conducting of PCR tests, showing that, well, before it was only to be done by what were known as hokensho, the local sort of health officers. Instead, now it is able to be conducted by local PCR centers and local clinics as well. And then this is also in cooperation with private testing centers, private testing facilities.
感染防護具の不足に対しての、手当ということで、厚生労働大臣にお願いをしたわけでありますが、なかなか、日本のそれぞれの工場で、企業が、このマスクとか、アイソレーションガウンを作るのに躊躇されるという話がありましたので、経済産業大臣にもお会いをして、この日本ものづくり企業合同対策本部というものを設置をしていただきたいというお願いをいたしました。
And in regards to the lack of PPE or protective materials, we also submitted petitions or requests to the Ministry of Health. We have also heard discussions, or we heard about various Japanese manufacturing companies and so on switching their factories to be able to work for producing masks, isolation gowns, and so on. Therefore, in relation to this, we submitted a request to the government to establish what we are calling the Japan Monozukuri or Manufacturing Company Joint Measure Headquarters.
次に入院への対策であります。
And next is in regards to inpatient measures.
日本では、PCR 検査で陽性が出ると一応原則入院をするということになっています。
In Japan, the basic principle is that for anyone found positive after a PCR test, they are to be hospitalized.
感染者が少ない時期はそれで対応できたんでありますが、3月の下旬から非常に感染者が増えてきましたので、入院のベッドがほぼいっぱいいっぱいになってきました。
And initially, when the number of confirmed cases was lower, this situation could be coped with. However, from late March, when we saw the significant increase in the number of cases, we came to a situation where almost all of the beds were full.
このウイルスに感染をした方の中では、50% 近くはほとんど症状が出ない、いわゆる検査が陽性だけども症状がない方がいらっしゃるわけでありますので、その方たちを、ホテル等を病院のベッドを空けてもらうようにお願いをいたしました。
In regards to COVID-19 cases, symptomatic. Therefore, in order to ensure sufficient number of beds to be available in the hospitals, measures have been put in place now for those who are indeed asymptomatic to be shifted to rented accommodation facilities such as hotels.
そこで、肺炎の初期の肺炎の
to rented accommodation facilities such as hotels.
そこで、肺炎の初期の肺炎の患者さん、いわゆる酸素吸入が必要な、患者さん方を病院に入院をすることにし、また、重症化された方は病院に、移し患者さんは、人工心肺が使えるようなICU の高度の ICU の設備のある医療機関に移していただくというような地域での連携体制をしっかり作っていただきたいというお願いをしています。
And so through various measures for local coordination and so on, it has shifted to those who are asymptomatic to be accommodated at hotels and so on, those with light symptoms to be in hospitals where oxygen inhalation is possible, those with serious symptoms to be in the ICU with ventilation equipment available, and those who are seriously ill to be in ICU.
人工心肺が使えるような、ICU の高度の ICU の設備のある医療機関に移していただくというような地域での連携体制をしっかり作っていただきたいというお願いをしています。
And so through various measures for local coordination and so on, it has shifted to those who are asymptomatic to be accommodated at hotels and so on, those with light symptoms to be in hospitals where oxygen inhalation is possible, those with serious symptoms to be in the ICU with ventilation equipment available, and those who are around the large cities of Japan, including the Kanto area and Tokyo, Osaka, around the large cities of Japan, including the Kanto area and Tokyo, Osaka, Aichi, and Fukuoka. The moves have now been made to move those who have no or almost no symptoms into hotels, which are rented by the local government, in order to put this system into place.
次の対策は、やはり診断キットの正確な診断キットの開発や治療薬、またワクチンの早期開発を政府に強く今お願いをしています。
And the next particular measure we are drawing attention to is the prompt development of diagnostic kits, medicine, drugs, and vaccines. And we are calling upon the national government in regards to these issues.
この感染症に対する国民の不安はどこから来るかと言いますと、やはり適切な治療薬がないということ、そして、感染をして、ある一定の期間症状が全くないんですが、一旦症状が出ると急速に悪化する人がいるということでありますので、その防止をしっかりやっていく、そして亡くなる方をできるだけ少なくしていくということが重要だと思っています。
So when we consider what the major concerns for most of the public in regards to COVID-19 is, one of these major points is, of course, the fact that at the moment there are no drugs. There is no particular direct treatment for COVID-19 as such. Also, the fact that many people, if they are infected with the virus, they can have a very rapid decline in health. And so looking at what measures can be in place to prevent the illness and also to keep the number of deaths to a minimum.
そのためには PCR 検査の迅速化、また PCR 検査の迅速診断ができるようなことができれば非常に助かるわけでありますし、それと同時に抗体検査もその正確な抗体検査ができるかどうかということの開発を急いでいただきたいというお願いをしているところであります。
And so as a result of that, we are making the request, first of all, to enable more prompt PCR tests to be done and also for the results to be made more available quickly, as well as this for cooperation in the purpose of developing accurate antibody tests.
それと2021年の7月にオリンピックを日本は開催をしたいということを強く国民も望んでいるわけでありますけれども、そのためには、早く治療薬や、ワクチンの開発が急がれるわけであります。
And of course, the Japanese government and also the people are saying they hope to be able to host the Olympic Games in 2021. In order to do this, there would need to be the very fast development of both drugs for treatment and also a vaccine for COVID-19.
そういう体制をバックアップするためには、やはり開発に要するお金の問題、またそれを承認をするいろんなさまざまな政府内の意思決定の問題があるわけでありますので、そういう改善を強く厚労大臣にお願いをしています。
And of course, in order to back that up, to back this development up, funds are necessary for that, and also improvement in regards to, for example, the government decision-making process, the government will to be able to make those permissions and move that process forward as well. And therefore, we have submitted a letter of petition to the Minister of Health in regards to that.
そういうことで、この日本において、この新型コロナウイルス感染症の感染爆発や医療崩壊を防ぐために、日本の医学医療界の英知を結集する必要があるだろうということで、4月の18日に日本医師会の中に、医学有識者会議というものを設置をいたしました。
In order to both prevent an explosion of COVID-19 cases in Japan and also the collapse of the medical and healthcare system in Japan, we believe that it is necessary to bring together all of the experience and wisdom of the medical professionals, the medical field here in Japan as well. Therefore, to contribute to that, within the JMA, we recently established the COVID-19 Medical Expert Conference.
長井良三自治医科大学の学長先生を座長にして、その約18名の発起人の先生方にお願いをして今活動を開始をしていただいています。
And with Dr. Nagai as the chair for this medical expert conference, it has been launched now with 18 medical experts as the launching members, the members at the time of establishment.
で、さまざまな問題には、現場のお医者さんたちを入れるタスクフォースを作っていって、問題の解決、そしてまた新しい知見をできるだけ医療現場に早く届けるということにしていただいているところであります。
And we are also establishing various task forces together with doctors, medical professionals who are working on the front lines in the field to resolve various issues and challenges which are at hand and to be able to bring the most up-to-date or newest knowledge and information and so on to be implemented in the field as well.
そういうようなことで、この新型コロナウイルス感染症へ国を挙げて、対決するために、予算面でもさまざまな今政府が配慮をしていただいています。
And in order to have the whole country, the national system to support these various efforts as well, there are also various measures being put in place on the national government level in regards to budget.
そういうものを使いながら早期に、この新型コロナウイルス感染症への感染爆発が起きないよう、また医療崩壊を起こさないように私どもはしていきたいと思っています。
And so by using all of these measures which are at hand, which are at our availability, we want to do all that we can as soon as possible to ensure that we can prevent both an explosion in COVID-19 cases and also collapse of the medical system.
世界各国も大変な状況にあるわけでありますが、日本での経験が早く世界のこの病気に悩まれる方々の解決につながるように私どもはまた努力をしていきたいと思いますので、どうぞよろしくお願いをして、お話を終わらせていただきます。
Of course, there are people, or this situation is causing extreme difficulties and challenges all around the globe as well. So we also want to do all that we can to contribute using the experience from here in Japan to somewhat contribute to preventing or easing the suffering of those who are impacted by COVID-19 and also contributing to people or to the entire world in regards to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yokokura. Okay, now we're going to open the floor to Q&A now. First questions we will give to people who've pre-registered and are on the Zoom device. And then after that, if you could send, if you have anyone else watching on another device, please send questions to news@fccj.or.jp, if you can see that, and we will try to take those questions from you. Sorry, yes. news@fccj.or.jp. But first we'll go to Zoom, and our first person asking a question will be Dennis Normale of Science Magazine. Dennis.
Yes, thank you for taking the question. I would like to ask about hospital infections. There have been quite a few cases where outbreaks have been traced to the spread of the infection through hospital facilities, affecting both healthcare workers and patients. This must be a major concern for the association. What is happening here? Was it because of a lack of preparation, a lack of knowledge of the risks of dealing with this infection? What has happened and what can be done? Is that situation coming under control?
はい、サイエンスマガジンの記者です。院内感染についての質問なんですけれども、日本で残念ながら院内感染のケースが複数見られてるんですけれども、それはそこで働いている方々も患者さんもそうなんですけれども、非常に大きな懸念に協会にとってもなっているかと思います。それにしてなぜそういうような状況が生まれたのか、それは準備が足りなかったのか、リスクについての知識が足りなかったのか、どういう理由が原因となったのかということがまず一つ目の質問。そしてこれからもそういうことを防ぐためには何ができるのかについてぜひ教えてください。
はい。まず院内感染が続いて起きたことで非常に残念に私ども思っています。 一番初めに、医師が感染したのは北海道でありました。この方は、十分な個人防護具をつけずに風邪の患者さんをと思って診察をした。マスクしないままやったわけですが、そのためにその方が感染したというのが一番初めの感染例でありました。
And so this is indeed an extremely unfortunate situation, we believe. The first case of a doctor to be infected within Japan was actually in Hokkaido. This was a case where the doctor was treating what he believed was a cold patient and had insufficient personal protective equipment at the time. He was not wearing a mask, for example.
その話を聞いてすぐ日本の医師に、個人防護をしっかりとつけて診察をするようにという注意勧告をいたしました。
And so upon hearing of this, we immediately issued notices to all doctors in Japan recommending that they need to be wearing sufficient PPE.
そうしたら今度はその個人感染防護が非常に不足に、アイソレーションガウンがないというような状況になりました。
And following this, however, there was an extreme shortage of PPE. There was a situation where there was nowhere near sufficient masks, face guards, isolation gowns, and so on.
で、それがやはり院内感染の大きな原因の一つになったと思っています。
And I believe that that was a large factor which led to these hospital infections.
また、アルコールなどの消毒薬も不足をしているという状況にありました。
There was also a shortage of alcohol and disinfectants.
緊急的には、お酒とか焼酎を作っているメーカーにもアルコールを今作っていただいています。
And as an emergency measure, we have, for example, many alcohol or shochu, Japanese alcohol manufacturers and so on, who have actually switched their production to making alcohol for disinfectant now.
そういう努力で、をしているわけでありますが、一番やっぱり今必要なのは、個人感染の
measures or efforts are in place at the moment. However, what I provision of PPE.
そして2番、それと、もう一つはやはりコロナ感染症を見る病院と病棟とそうでない患者さんの動線を完全に区分をする努力をずっと今までしてきたわけでありますが、それの徹底をよりする必要があると思っています。
And so in regards to prevention, what can be done from now? First of all, ensuring that there is a situation where sufficient PPE, disinfectant, and so on can be used in hospitals is the most important. As well as this is something which has been done but does need to be very much thoroughly implemented is within hospitals or units that have COVID-19 patients to ensure that the zones, routes, and so on for infections and other patients as well are completely separated.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on at the Washington Post, please.
次はワシントンポストの記者です。
Thank you very much. Can I ask, Doctor, about discrimination? There have been reports of discrimination against healthcare workers and particularly against their children being excluded.
At the Washington Post, please.
次はワシントンポストの記者です。
Thank you very much. Can I ask, Doctor, about discrimination? There have been reports of discrimination against healthcare workers and particularly against their children. How disappointing is it, and what can be done to mitigate it? How disappointing is it, and what can be done to mitigate it?
はい、ワシントンポストの記者です。いわゆる差別についての質問なんですけれども、医療従事者、そしてその子どもに対する差別のケースが報告されています。例えば保育園で見てもらえないですとか、そういったようなことが起きているという話があることを確認できているかどうかということ、そしてそれについての、コメントもぜひお願いできれば、そしてそれを予防するためには何ができるのかということです。
今ご質問にありましたように、この差別の問題、大変重要な問題と私ども考えています。一番初めに報告があったのは確か兵庫県の病院の事例だったと思いますが、病院の職員が病院から帰ろうとしたタクシーに乗せてくれなかったとかいう話があり、そしてまた、職員の子どもたちが保育所に来るなと言われたりしました。そういうことがありましたので、私は記者会見で数回にわたってこの問題を一般社会に何とか理解をしていただきたいと。我々医療人は本当にこのコロナ感染症と前線で戦っている兵士である。だからその頑張っている人たちをサポートしていただきたいというお願いをいたしました。
This is indeed something we believe is a very significant issue. I believe the first case which we were reported in regards to this was in Hyogo Prefecture. This was a case where staff at a hospital, when they went to go home, they were not able to, or they were not allowed to enter a taxi to go home. For example, they were refused boarding of the taxi. Also, cases of their children being asked not to come to daycare because of the fact that they were working in the hospital. In regards to this, I have held press conferences to speak on this particular issue on several occasions, appealing for a wider or deeper understanding from the broader society in regards to this, saying that those medical and healthcare professionals, workers are indeed, soldiers on the front line of the fight against COVID-19, and therefore calling for the support of the people for them to be able to do their work.
で、日本医師会では、ビデオを作って、ホームページに掲載をして国民の皆さんに、この医療者を差別をしないようにお願いをしたいということを訴えています。
And the JMA has also released video on our homepage as well as part of outreach efforts to the general public, calling on them not to discriminate against medical and healthcare workers.
そういうことが徐々に社会に浸透してきて、実は4月に入ってから医療関係者へ感謝をしようという国民運動が少しずつ起きてきました。
And I believe that this understanding within the broader society has been somewhat developed in the time since then. Actually, since we've entered April, we have seen the beginning also of a movement of expressing appreciation to healthcare workers here in Japan as well.
また、もう大変に私どもとしてはありがたいことだと思っています。
This is something for which we are very much thankful.
Thank you. Okay, the next question will be to Kanehira-san at TBS.
I'm Kanehira of TBS, Todo Tokushu. Let me allow to ask the question in Japanese. So, その病院に相談を見てもらってもいいというようなその表現について誤解を受けるような表現で見てもらってもいいというようなその表現にその国民への伝え方を修正する必要がある。2つ目の質問はですね。
金田さん、とりあえずそこまでちょっと通訳お願い入れさせてください。はい。
So to first interpret, Mr. Kanehira from TBS has two questions. The first of which is in regards to a comment which the doctor made on April 25th in a national newspaper interview, in which he mentioned that the guidelines which had been put in place by the health ministry and the experts panel recommending people to only seek consultation if they had a fever of 37.5 degrees continuing for 4 days or more. The fact that that could lead to misunderstanding was the expression. The fact should indeed be changed, that a government guideline or a direction may have been mistaken, for example, is quite unusual in Japan. So I'd like to ask your comments on that, and also whether there has been a reaction from the expert panel or from the ministry, and if not, what you plan to seek from now.
私はやはり37度5分以上の発熱が、4日経たないと医療機関に受診をしていけないという受け取り方を国民の皆さんに与えたのではないかというふうに、思いました。当初話が出てきたとき、当然のことが専門家会議に私どもの役員も一人参加をしていただいておりまして、逐次報告を受けているわけでありますが、彼のお話によると37度5分以上4日も放置しないでいただきたいという意味合いがあったように聞いておりました。でありますので、国民の皆さんが4日しないと医療にかかれないんだという理解をされたことに対しては、誤解を与える表現であったかなというふうに思い、先日のインタビューでそのように答えたわけであります。
So first of all, in regards to the misunderstanding, this was in regards to, I fear that the guidelines which were issued by the government might have led the public to believe that unless they had a fever of 37.5 continuing for 4 days or more, they should not or they could not consult a doctor about this. Initially, and of course, some of our JMA senior members are also part of the experts panel, so we were receiving very regular close reporting in regards to their deliberations. But what we had been officially hearing is that the guideline was to not allow a fever of 37.5 to be left for more than 4 days, so not to allow it to just be continuing for that long. However, I fear that the way the guidelines were expressed may have led the public to believe that they could not seek consultation unless 4 days had passed.
で、私のその発言に対して特に、リアクションはございません。今のところ。そして私、この感染症のやっぱり原則はですね、やはり早期に診断して、早期に発見をして、陽性の方は早期に隔離をしていく、そして治療していくということをやるべきだと前から思っています。
And I have not as yet received any reaction in regards to that comment. I would like to emphasize that really the principle of treatment or of dealing with infectious diseases is to have early consultation, detection, isolation, and treatment.
金井さん、どうぞもう
一点はですね、実は日本医師会のトップである会長がオリンピックゲームの開催について、メンションというか言及されたことです。発言はですね、ワクチンが有効なワクチンが開発されない限り、東京オリンピックというのは開催すべきではないというような、これ医学者の立場からのですね、発言というふうに捉えてよろしいんでしょうか。
And the second point, because you have, as the top of the JMA, made a mention of the Olympic Games, I would like to ask if we can understand your statement as meaning that as a medical expert, you believe that if an effective vaccine has not been developed, the Olympics should not be held next year?
私の意見としては、やはり有効なワクチンが開発をされないと、なかなかオリンピックを開催するのは難しいんではないかという意味であります。すべきでないというよりも難しいだろうという予測であります。
My personal opinion is that if an effective vaccine has not been developed, it will be difficult to hold the Olympic Games. I would not say that they should not be held, but it would be exceedingly difficult.
だから、できるだけ、治療薬、ワクチンの開発を急いでいただきたいという、お願いでもあります。
And so, of course, that connects to our request for the prompt development of both drugs and a vaccine.
はい、会長、それはワクチンができなくてもオリンピックの開催には医師会としては反対はしないということでよろしいんでしょうか。
So can we understand that the JMA is not expressing opposition to the Olympics being held if a vaccine is not developed?
その時点でのね、やっぱり感染の世界的な感染の状況というのが大きな キーポイントになるんだと思います。日本だけ良くなってもまだ、よその大陸で、感染が拡大をしているという状況であればなかなか難しいかなというふうに理解をしています。
Of course, we cannot also make that judgment only based on the situation in Japan, but we need to have the global situation of the COVID-19 infections as the key point. Even if the situation in Japan has improved, of course, we also need to consider the situation at that time of other continents if there is indeed an ongoing contagion.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next question goes to Motsuko Rich at the New York Times.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this, Sensei. And I apologize because I was having some Wi-Fi issues earlier, so I may not have heard your full presentation, but I was watching the slides, and of course, everyone has noticed around the world that Japan has far fewer deaths than other countries. And although the lower number of cases may be attributed to a lower amount of testing, the deaths seem harder to fake. And you had talked about the strength of the Japanese medical system and the number of ICU beds as being the reason for that. But could that be the full explanation? Are there any other reasons? And again, I apologize if you did explain this in your presentation, which I did not hear. Are there any other reasons why Japan could have so far fewer deaths than some of the other countries that you put on your slide?
ニューヨークタイムズのリッチと申します。ちょっと最初のプレゼンの方でちょっと Wi-Fi の状況で聞こえなかった部分があったので、もし言及されているのであれば申し訳ないんですけれども、スライドの中で死亡者数のスライドがあったかと思うんですけれども、これを見るとやはり日本は非常に少ないというふうになってるんですね。で、その中で、感染者数が低いっていうのは、PCR 検査が少ないという理由はあるかもしれないんですけれども、この死亡者の数の方を見ますと、やはりそれを隠すことはもちろんできないことではありますので、お話の中では日本の医療制度ですとかそういう ICU の状況の説明があったんですけれども、それ以外にも日本の死亡者の数がこれほど少ないという他にも考えられる理由というのはどういったことがありますでしょうか。
やっぱり日本の場合は、国民皆保険の下で、医療に非常にアクセスしやすい状況があり、またそれぞれの入院医療のレベルもそこそこ高い状況にあるということであろうと思います。
I think first of all, in the case of Japan, the Japanese national health insurance system is a significant factor. It is very easy for people to access the medical system, to access medical and health care, and also the level of care which is provided is at a high quality.
それと感染者が爆発的に増えなかった。これはやはりずっとクラスター調査をしながら対応していただいた国の政策もあったと思いますが、感染者が爆発的に増えなかったので、なんとか医療崩壊につながらない状況で維持できたということが一つであろうと思います。
And also the fact that we have not seen the explosion in the number of detected or confirmed cases. I think that the cluster approach, which was pursued by the national government, their policy was indeed successful to a certain extent in regards to that. The fact that we have somehow managed to prevent the explosion of cases and therefore the collapse of the medical system can be attributed to this cluster approach.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next question will go to Patrick Velter at FAZ.
Hello, Patrick Velter, Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung. I have two questions, if I may, concerning the cluster approach. You made several remarks on that, and I'm wondering, do you think that it was adequate and it was the right decision to start with the cluster approach in the beginning, or was it by necessity because there was not enough PCR testing capacity available in Japan? And the second question,
ドイツの FHE の初期からですね、このクラスター対策をするというふうに選んだというのは、それ正しい判断だったというかどうかという質問です。それでもそのクラスター対策は十分だったかどうかということなんですけれども、正しい判断だったのか、もしくは PCR 検査のキャパシティが十分でなかったので、この対策を取るしかなかったということなのかというのがまず一つ目。
多分クラスター対策を取るという選択は私は正しかったと思っています。確かに PCR 検査が十分にキャパシティがなかった。また そういうこともあったかと思いますが、当初クラスター対策をすることによって、集団感染を察知して、感染の原因をずっと追求できたということが大きかったと思います。
I do believe that it was the correct decision to make at the time. Of course, the fact that there was insufficient capacity for PCR testing is a fact. However, at the time, by selecting this cluster approach, it meant that we were able to identify these collective infections and confirm the route of infection in order to shut it down at an early stage.
Okay, Patrick, your second question, please.
Okay, my second question is, how do you expect the future to the further development to happen? Do you think it's too early to get down the social distancing campaign in early May? And do you expect that this should go on much longer? Do you expect that in future we have further phases of new social distancing campaigns when the infection numbers go up, sometimes in autumn or in winter maybe? Can you speak a little bit about that, please?
はい、2つ目の質問、これからのことなんですけれども、例えばこれからの、対策、そしてこれからの社会的なことはどういうふうになっていくのかということなんですけれども、例えばいわゆるソーシャルディスタンシングの、ことを5月中に緩和するということは早すぎるのか、それをもっと長くソーシャルディスタンシングを行うべきかどうかということです。そして、この5月のことだけではなくて、例えばこれから秋ですとか冬になってくるとまた感染の数が増えて、それでさらにソーシャルディスタンシングのキャンペーンなどをその時期になってまた新たに展開する必要が出てくるかどうかについてお願いします。
今、5月6日が一つの目的の予定であります。これを延長するかどうか、今、さまざまな議論が行われているところでありますが、確かに、全国的に5月6日で、この緊急的な宣言を解除するということはできないだろうと思います。特にこの東京を中心とした関東一円や、愛知県、そして大阪を中心とした近畿、そして福岡あたりは、まだ感染者数が増加をしていますので、一斉に解除はできないと思っています。で、今後、それがいつまで続くかということでありますが、やはり感染者数、新たな感染者が減っていく、そしてそれが少なくなっていくという状況、そしてまた一人の患者さんが感染の伝染せる数が、少なくなっていくということが大きな条件だと思います。
At the current situation, the date of May the 6th is being held as one or a particular goal date, which is being discussed as to whether the national state of emergency can be lifted on this date of May 6th. I believe when we look at the situation of the ongoing increases of cases of COVID-19 in places particularly such as the Kanto region and Tokyo, Aichi, the Kinki region, Osaka, and also Fukuoka, when we look at this, I do not believe it will be possible to lift it across the whole country at this stage. An overall lifting of the emergency state on May 6th, I do not believe will be possible. When we look at the kind of conditions which need to be in place in order to make the state of emergency can be lifted on this date of May 6th, I believe when we look at the situation of the ongoing increases of cases of COVID-19 in places particularly such as the Kanto region and Tokyo, Aichi, the Kinki region, Osaka, and also Fukuoka. When we look at this, I do not believe it will be possible to lift it across the whole country at this stage. An overall lifting of the emergency state on May 6th, I do not believe will be possible. When we look at the kind of conditions which need to be in place in order to make the decision to at the number of infections occurred by one patient as well, and ensure that this is brought down to a low number as well. These are some of the conditions which will need to be in place in order to lift this emergency.
それとは秋から、今年の秋から冬にかけてまた第2波、第3波があるかということですが、当然ながらこのウイルスはかなりしたたかな性質のウイルスのようでありますので、第2波、第3波があり得ると思います。 でその時のためにも、PCR 検査の迅速な、キットの開発とか、いうことが望まれますし、また治療の薬の方も、どういう薬をどの時点で使うかということが、より明確になってくることによって、なんとかこの感染を防ぐことが可能になってくるんではないかと思っています。
And the second part of your question as to whether we may see a second or third wave in autumn, winter, and so on as well. This virus is, of course, very well persistent, we could say. Therefore, I believe it is very much possible that we may see more waves in these seasons at a later time as well. For that reason, this is why it is so important that we have progress made in the prompt development of detection kits, the PCR tests, and so on as well. Also to make sure that there can be the further development of drugs for treatment and to have clear information as to, well, which drugs should be used and when for these kind of information to be confirmed.
Okay, Sensei has kindly agreed to give us 10 more minutes, given that we're coming up close to the finishing time. And the next question will go.
No 質問と関連するんですけれども、ここ数日では、そのカーブのフラッテニングっていうことは日本で今、全国的にまたは東京で見られているかどうかについてのコメントお願いします。
確かに2日前からですかね、新規の感染者数が東京は減ってきました。で、本当にこれが、感染者が減っていると信じたいところであります。しかしながら、どうしても日本の場合は検査がまだまだ十分に行われていないということもあるわけでありまして、もう少しこれはあと1週間、今週中どういう動きをするかということを見ていかなければ、判断が難しいかと思っています。
I believe it's since around 2 days ago, we have indeed seen a decrease in the number of new cases, particularly here in Tokyo. Of course, I would like to believe that this is in fact, decrease in the actual number of cases. However, we are still facing a situation in Japan where the number of tests being conducted is still insufficient. Therefore, I believe that we perhaps need to wait another week or so and see what the number of cases and trend and so on in the coming days will be before we can make any judgment on that.
Thank you. Okay, and over to Nakano-san, please, for the...聞こえない。
ますでしょうか。こんにちは。フリーランスの中野です。よろしくお願いします。全国に424ある公的病院の統合と再編について、現時点では政府の方針というのは変更されていませんけども、このコロナ禍によって病床数の不足が今深刻な問題になっている中で、統合再編に対する横倉会長のご見解をお聞かせ願えないでしょうか。それと同時に9弱まで減った保健所に対する見解もお願いできればと思います。
I'm afraid to answer. My name is Nakano. I have a question. First of all, the national policy in regards to the merging and so on of the 423 public hospitals throughout the country has not been revised. And this is contributing to the serious lack of beds in Japan as well. I wonder if we could ask your comment on that issue. And the second part of the question is for your comment on the reduction of close to half of the so-called hokenjo or the local health clinics throughout Japan from the 1990s till today, if your comment or JMA's comment also in regards to that.
まず、公立公的病院の統廃合についてでありますが、実は日本は2040年に向けて人口が徐々に減ってきだしました。この人口減少に合わせた病院、病床の維持をどうしていくか、どういう人口この 検討の委員会の目的であります。でありますので、単に病院の数を減らすということでは十分ではないというふうに思っていますので、私はもう常日頃、人口の減少に応じて病床数の稼働率は下がってきますから、その下がった分を徐々に減らしていくということでいいのではないかというふうに考えています。公立公的病院か民間病院、どちらを残すかということについては、それぞれの地域で考えていかなければならないと思いますが、公立病院、特に都道府県や市町村立の病院には年間で8000億近くの交付金が繰り入れられています。でありますから、そういう交付金が必要となるような医療体制でいくのかどうかということも含めた検討が必要だと思います。日本は、
to translate first until there, in regards to the first question, these policies are put in place looking also at the population decline Japan is expected to see by the year 2040 as well. The policy is being put in place according to that. So the question is not only how many hospitals to maintain, but also what kind of functions, what kind of units and so on are needed for that as well. And this is what is being considered within the relevant committee for that. Of course, it is not enough only to look at the number of hospitals which are there, but also needs to be looking at the functionality and so on, which will also decrease, of course, as there is more of an aging population and so on as well. As to the decision about whether either public or private hospitals should be kept in each of the different locations and so on, I believe that this is a decision for each regional government to be making. But if we look at the current situation where in order to maintain the prefectural or municipal, rather the public hospitals which are throughout Japan, public subsidies up to a cost of actually 800 billion yen per year are needed in order to maintain this. So part of this question, part of what to be considered is
稼働率は下がってきますから、その下がった分を徐々に減らしていくということでいいのではないかというふうに考えています。公立公的病院か民間病院、どちらを残すかということについては、それぞれの地域で考えていかなければならないと思いますが、公立病院、特に都道府県や市町村立の病院には年間で8000億近くの交付金が繰り入れられています。でありますから、そういう交付金が必要となるような医療体制でいくのかどうかということも含めた検討が必要だと思います。日本は、
to translate first until there, in regards to the first question, these policies are put in place looking also at the population decline Japan is expected to see by the year 2040 as well. The policy is being put in place according to that. So the question is not only how many hospitals to maintain, but also what kind of functions, what kind of units and so on are needed for that as well. And this is what is being considered within the relevant committee for that. Of course, it is not enough only to look at the number of hospitals which are there, but also needs to be looking at the functionality and so on, which will also decrease, of course, as there is more of an aging population and so on as well. As to the decision about whether either public or private hospitals should be kept in each of the different locations and so on, I believe that this is a decision for each regional government to be making. But if we look at the current situation where in order to maintain the prefectural or municipal, rather the public hospitals which are throughout Japan, public subsidies up to a cost of actually 800 billion yen per year are needed in order to maintain this. So part of this question, part of what to be considered is as to whether that is the status, the situation which should be.
で合理化をされたわけでありますが、それについてもやはりこういう感染症がパンデミックになってきたときに大きなウィークポイントになりました。
And the second part of the question in regards to the Hokensho, the local health centers. Well, I'm personally from Fukuoka Prefecture. Fukuoka has also seen approximately half of these closed since this period as well. However, if we look at the kind of work, the kind of role which these centers are playing, it is indeed very much diverse. So having too much of a closure, too many closures of these and having not enough of such centers can actually be a rather significant obstacle, as we have seen in a way in the case of such infectious diseases and so on, because they are taking on so many different roles in the local areas. Also, when we look at the fact that there has been a significant decrease in the number of staff in these centers as well for the sake of efficiency and so on, this can be said to be a weak point in the situation of pandemics as we are seeing now.
Okay, thank you.
検査をしないといけないと思いありますので、私はPCR 検査と同時に抗体検査も同時にやっていった方がいいのではないかというふうに思っています。
As to whether or which tests are most needed in order to detect whether someone has been infected or not at an early stage, I do believe that PCR tests are needed, are the most suitable for this. However, antibody tests are of course useful not necessarily for the early detection and for the early consultation, but in order to be able to judge whether someone has indeed been infected with the disease, with the virus, as well. Therefore, I believe that the best option, the best decision is to conduct both the PCR and these also antibody or seroprevalence testing at the same time or parallel.
Okay, thank you. And the final question came in Japanese. So
okay, right. This came in by email, and I think it goes to both English-speaking and Japanese people as well. This is a question from Wada-san from Nippon TV. I'm going to read it in Japanese, so have Mary translated in English. 本格的なゴールデンウィークが始まりますが、多くの病院が休業をされる中、帰国者、接触者外来の電話がつながりにくいとされており、新型コロナが疑われるような体調が悪くなった場合、どこに相談することを、国民に勧められるでしょうか。国民がパニックを起こさない意味でも、周知をお願いできればと思いますと。
So to translate the question, we are of course now entering the real golden week. It may also be difficult to reach the telephone outpatient consultation for returnees and potential contacts and so on as well. Therefore, I would like to ask you to make the recommendation as to where people should contact, where they should consult if they are indeed feeling sick or suspected of having the virus as well, in order to ensure that we do not have a panic of the people during this period as well. I would like to ask for your clear message in regards to this.
はい、この5月、ゴールデンウィークがいよいよスタートするわけでありますが、全国各地域で、休日当番医もしくは休日休館センターというところで、休館の対応をするように準備がしています。で、この接触者、帰国者外来につなげる必要があるかどうかということについては、一応その休日休館センターもしくは当番医に電話でご相談をいただいて、症状をお話を聞いて判断をするということになろうかと思います。で、私ども行政に対しては、帰国者、接触者外来はちゃんと休みの間も空けていただくようにお願いを。
The telephone outpatient consultation for returnees and potential contacts and so on as well. Therefore, I would like to ask you to make the recommendation as to where people should contact, where they should consult if they are indeed feeling sick or suspected of having the virus as well, in order to ensure that we do not have a panic of the people during this period as well. I would like to ask for your clear message in regards to this.
はい、この5月、ゴールデンウィークがいよいよスタートするわけでありますが、全国各地域で、休日当番医もしくは休日休館センターというところで、休館の対応をするように準備がしています。で、この接触者、帰国者外来につなげる必要があるかどうかということについては、一応その休日休館センターもしくは当番医に電話でご相談をいただいて、症状をお話を聞いて判断をするということになろうかと思います。で、私ども行政に対しては、帰国者、接触者外来は
ensure that people can access them. The other point I would recommend is for those who do have a doctor who they are regularly seeing as well, for them to, of course, most of those doctors will be at home during this period as well, so for them to contact their local doctor or clinic in advance and confirm what their point of contact or communication should be during this period should something occur as well. So to check in with your local doctor first in advance.
Okay, thank you very much. And that wraps up today's press conference. Kokura-sensei, thank you very much for coming to the FCG. We much appreciate it. And as part of our gratitude, we offer you 1 year's free membership to the club.
Thank you. 1 year.
Yes. And thanks to everyone coming in on Zoom. And please let us know if you have any feedback for us later. Thank you. Goodbye.
どうもありがとうございました。どうもありがとう。